Welcome to Higher Level Gaming. I'm Katie. Donald Glover recently interviewed himself for Interview magazine, and one of the questions that really stood out was, are you afraid of black women? The first thing that might come to mind would be like, why would he ask that? The interesting thing about this is that Donald Glover was interviewing himself. So this is Donald Glover asking himself if he's afraid of black women. And his response to himself is, why are you asking me that? Not only do we, the audience, not know why he would ask that, Donald Glover himself doesn't know why he would ask himself that. He immediately follows that up with, I feel like your relationship to them has played a big part in your narrative. He answers, I feel like you're using black women to question my blackness. Now, to me, this is really interesting because as someone who's watched Donald Glover's Atlanta, who's seen him in Community, who's listened to his music, I feel like I don't understand why he would feel that anyone feels that black women in particular play a big part in his narrative, or why anybody would think that black women were being used as some kind of tool against him to question his blackness. He goes on to talk about like teaching his kids how to be black and blackness in general, other things, but he never goes back and gives more clarity on black women. Now, just like Court Kim on Twitter here, this part of the interview really just does not make sense to me. Like, why would you ask yourself if you're afraid of black women and then say that you feel like black women are being used to question your blackness and give no examples or no further insight into that? So I'm guessing this is because Donald Glover is in an interracial relationship. He has also said that Asian women make better wives, which is, I don't have to tell you guys, not only is that perpetuating stereotypes like black women don't make good partners or good wives, he's basically saying that Asian women are better, which perpetuates the stereotype that Asian women are docile and they're better suited for relationships. All this just stems from stereotypes that Asian women are better at tidying the house and taking care of children and non-argumentative and etc., unlike black women. Donald Glover has a history of making statements about black women that are just overall negative. People have come out and said that he's tweeted things like, black women smell like burnt weaves, which is definitely 100% just racist. And it's implying that all black women stink or smell, and that all black women straighten their hair, which is just problematic in several different ways. These tweets have been deleted, but I can see why he would delete these tweets because they're so egregious that, you know, like, they're just straight up racist and they just perpetuate really negative stereotypes. And not only are they offensive to black women, they're offensive to Asian women as well. I guess the issue is that he said that black women don't like him or didn't like him because he was into anime and other stuff that black women didn't like or thought that he was weird for. But that's problematic. But that's just problematic. That just implies that there are no black women who are into anime or that share his common interests, which is impossible. I was a black girl into anime in high school, and everyone kind of thought that I was weird. There weren't black guys like lining up to ask me to prom or anything, you know, but I didn't kind of take that personally and be like, oh, well, black men just like aren't into that and, you know, they have more ghetto interest or whatever it may be. Back in the day, anime was just not cool, and like most people didn't respect anime. They thought you were a weirdo for that. It wasn't something that was exclusive to black women. Now, it's okay to have a preference, and he clearly has a preference because we've all heard red bone, which is literally could just be called or translated into light skin. But to say things like Asian women make better wives, to say black women smell like burnt weave, or that they didn't like him because they're not into anime, and all these other statements are just wrong. Now, there is a black woman in his show, which is his love interest, Zazie Beetz, and she is light-skinned, so she is his preference, you know? She's definitely a red bone. Nothing wrong with that, but there is something wrong with all the other women that are darker skinned in your show being portrayed in negative light. Now, in the lyrics to Bonfire, he says, "Move white girls like there's coke up my crack. Move black girls, cause man, fuck it, I'll do either. Black girls, but I'll do it." Which doesn't really sit right to me. So it's almost like saying, you know, like, oh yeah, I like white girls, like that's my thing. And black girls, well, like, you know, it's all kitty at the end of the day, so fuck it. It's almost as if he's saying like there's no real value to black women. That's equating black women's worth to just their anatomy, which is really fucked up. And there's no white girls and like, yeah, I'll settle for a black woman, because really he's saying here that the value is in the white women. Stitch on Twitch says, Donald Glover, bless his heart, reminds me of black weebs I grew up with who would insist they couldn't get girls because of their interest in anime and perceived softness, but really they didn't get girls because they hated the black girls they knew. Like, maybe the reason that Donald Glover didn't date any black girls was because he said that they all smelled like burnt weave, not that none of them liked anime. It's not even so much as a thing in his past, seeing as there is an episode of Atlanta where there's a dark-skinned woman and she's just portrayed as being, you know, jealous of the white woman that's with the black man. At the end of the day, nobody asked Donald Glover if he was afraid of black women, and I don't think anybody's using black women to question him, and I hope that he gets the therapy he needs. I hope that he sees black women as equal, and it's okay to have a preference, but what's not okay is to fetishize Asian women and to bring down black women by making them seem less than, because they're not. Someone said, for chaos reasons, now I need a black woman to interview Donald Glover since he said he's not afraid of us. I think that should be the next step. Like, since, you know, he put out there that he's not afraid of black women, he should have a black woman interview him and see how that goes. This is a screen cap also of a black woman in Atlanta who is jealous of the white woman that's with the black man. And it's just funny because I'm in an interracial relationship. I'm a black woman with a man who's mixed race, but he's not black. So, you know, black men also get jealous when they see black women with men that aren't black. It goes both ways. It's not something that I think that really needs to be like put on display here and like he did in this show to make it seem like that this is an issue that black women have. What do you guys think? Do you think that Donald Glover is afraid of black women? Because I don't know. Why else would he ask himself that? That's a weird question. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this. I'd love to hear your opinion. If you like this video, don't forget to like and to subscribe because that helps out the channel a lot. But above all else, don't forget to have a good day and uplift black women.